Alaikum. Good morning to everyone present here. I am Maira Kashaf Raja, serving as the female ambassador, Women Development Department, University of Wa. Feel immensely honored to be your host for today's significant session. Today's workshop, 75 years of China-Pakistan relations, the evolving role of women in strengthening bilateral ties, is conducted under the visionary Chief Minister Punjab Female Ambassador Program in collaboration with the Women Development Department, University of Wa. At the outset, I extend my deepest appreciation to the Chief Minister Punjab Female Ambassador Program for providing a platform that empowers young women to lead dialogues on diplomacy, development, and gender inclusive progress. This initiative is not just promoting representation, it's building future policymakers, entrepreneurs, nation builders. We are truly grateful for this opportunity. It is my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Jamilun Nabi, whose visionary leadership continues to elevate the academic and intellectual spirit of the University of Wa. A special welcome to Dr. Amjad Hassan, Director of it, for his unwavering support toward research and innovation on campus. I also warmly welcome all our respected deans, heads of departments, faculty members, and distinguished guests. And most importantly, a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed guest speaker, Commodore retired Imranul Haq, who has also served as the former director, Pakistan China Study and Research Center, Bahria University, Islamabad. Sir, your vast experience in defense, diplomacy, and Pakistan China strategic affairs makes you the most befitting voice for today's theme. We are truly honored by your presence, and a warm welcome to all the brilliant students and participants joining us today. Your presence reflects your commitment to learning and leadership. This year marks 75 years of Pakistan China friendship, a bond built on trust, cooperation, and mutual respect. But as we look to the future, the question is what role can women play in strengthening this strategic partnership? Today's session aims to explore that very question from trade and education to cultural diplomacy and entrepreneurship, and how women can be active architects of this evolving relationship. To take this dialogue forward and formally commence the session, I now invite Dr. Asma Arif, Focal Person, Women Development Department, University of Wa, to share her opening remarks and introduce our guest speaker. Over to you, Dr. Asma.
Thank you very much, Maira Kashaf Raja. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. On behalf of the Women Development Department, University of Wa, I extend my heartfelt and warm welcome to our esteemed guest speaker, Commodore retired Imran al-Haq Sahab, our distinguished guest and valued participants. We are truly honored to have you all here with us in our today's e-workshop. This workshop basically aims to highlight and to honor the 75 year of China-Pakistan diplomatic relationships. And by highlighting and promoting the role of the women participation in innovation, scientific economic engagements, and broader socio-economic ecosystem as a mean for strengthening these bilateral ties. This is very important to highlight that this workshop is being conducted under the initiative of the Chief Minister of the Punjab Female Ambassador Program, Women Development Department, as a part of its continued efforts to promote gender inclusive participation. Before proceeding formally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the CM Punjab and the Government of Punjab for making this session possible. Today, as usual, we have chosen again a very engaging topic, and I'm sure that audience will appreciate this session as well. As usual, in the past, we have received feedback from our participants. We have chosen a very engaging topic for the uplifting female participation. Why? Because University of Wa is a member of the CPEC Consortium of the Universities, as at the national level, we are celebrating the 75 year of the diplomatic ties between Pakistan and China. So we thought we should choose a topic to discuss on this issue and also to highlight the women's role, how the women are already in the past are playing their role, and how in the future we can promote their role to strengthen the ties between the Pakistan and China. As you know that in our previous session, we have discussed that women's participations has not only increased economic engagements, but their participation has also increased level of the business, both at the medium and small scale by 20 to 30%. And also, we can see the role of the women almost in all sector, including industry, trade, and information technology. And now today, there is the next level, the role of the women at the international level. We want to see whether women are playing their role or not, or only the males are playing their role. And when we see the history, we see that women are increasingly contributing to strengthening the bilateral ties between not only with the China and Pakistan, but also with the rest of the world. The best example is the Dr. Malia Lodi. She served as the ambassador of Pakistan for America and UK. She had different important diplomatic positions. As far as the relation with the China is concerned, the most recent and the most notable example is the Madam Nagmana Hashmi. She served as a distinguished diplomat to strengthen the ties between the Pakistan and China. And so I think over the year, we have Pakistan has seen a steady rise in the female diplomats, and it reflects the growing role of the woman in the international diplomacy. So, I think it would not be an exaggeration if I say that women are not only participating at international level for work or study purpose, but I think this is also very relevant to say that they are also leading as an international diplomat to promote cultural diplomacy. So, to talk on this issue, we have invited Commodore Imranul Haq Saab, who served as a former director, Pakistan China Study and Research Center, Bahria University, Islamabad. Sir, we warmly welcome you in University of Wa. And your name is not new for the University of Wa, as you always have provided a great support to University of Wa in the past as well for jointly organize our China-Pakistan events. As last year in the month of October, we have jointly organized a training program for the female faculty member of the University of Wa under the CPEC Consortium of the University with a project, funded project by the HEC. So, in the past, you have provided us great support to us, and also in the future, we have our future plans as well as we are working on a joint conference for the to strengthen the bilateral ties of China and Pakistan with the collaboration of the University of Sargodha, ComSat University, Bahria University, and University of. We are working on this, and of course, I have a best wishes for the conclusion of this our joint venture. So, sir, I welcome you to speak on this occasion when we are celebrating 75 years of diplomatic ties between the China and Pakistan. So, sir, we welcome you to please share your valuable insights with us that how you see the future of China and Pakistan. How is the current situation and how you see whether its situation will improve in the future or whether it will go worse. And so welcome you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much for inviting me on to share my views on this important topic. As you have elaborated the topic, it is very important. The role of women in our diplomacy, and while celebrating 75 years of Pak-China diplomatic relationship. And you have rightly given the example of diplomat Nagmana Hashmi, and she has contributed very well. And we are seeing the contribution is going on. And I will share a few examples, but these are on my slides. And with this short introduction of mine, I will start the presentation. First of all, thank you very much, University of Wa and Government of Punjab to hold this session. And I have few slides. I will not take much time, and for 10 minutes or so, start from the presentation. And let me share the screen, my PowerPoint. And I'm sure now you can see my slides.
Yes, sir, we can see your slides. You're welcome to share, please.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As you have already briefed that we are celebrating 75 years of China-Pakistan relationship, and topic of my today's topic is evolving role of women in strengthening bilateral ties. The contents of presentation is basically starts from the Pak-China diplomatic relationship in 1951, in which the relationships diplomatic by government and diplomats, it was not that active, and women had limited and symbolic roles, low female participation in workforce. And then later on, the CPEC started in 2015, and people or to people contact and government to government contact started. Still, it was not focusing on that, but the social connection was built up and trust building started. And then at later stage, women targeted as the key stakeholders. I will share few case studies, and then now is the CPEC phase two, which is transformation from G to B2B contacts, and B2B, of course, have the people to people contact. In November 2015, Ma'am Bao Jing, the spouse of the then Chinese ambassador Su Zhidong, organized a significant visit for a 30-member delegation of female teachers from Pakistan Education Institution to China. They visited 5, 6 cities of the China, and it was a very, very important step to start the women participation in the CPEC. And then he curated an art exhibition to benefit girls' education in remote region of Pakistan, that was Balochistan. And in 2017, the hosting of delegation of women students from Balochistan, Sardar Bahadur Khan University, and teaching them Chinese calligraphy, tea making, and paper cutting culture practices that became the vehicles of cross-cultural connection. It is very important to start something from the culture and the language, because these are deep-rooted knowledge. Science changes very fast, and it has not that deep rooting. So she started, and the CPEC started these things to have the deeper roots. In 2022, the establishment of CSE for China Study Center for female students of in same university by the Chinese embassy is a sign of deep friendship with Pakistan. The Umar Parvez Khan, Secretary of Consortium of Asia Pacific Studies, said that CPEC is not just about the roads and trade, which is generally perceived it is a project of roads and trade, but it is a platform of opportunity, and women are the heart of this platform. Now, the case study. The third Block 2 project of Sindh Agro Coal Mining Company, a CPEC-linked initiative in a development that challenged deeply the entrenched gender norms. The company trained the up to around 70 women as a heavy dump truck drivers, a profession previously unimaginable for the women in this conservative context. The visible model: when one woman operates a heavy machine, becomes a walking advertisement for what other women might seek. This was a very important and main step. Then the another step was taken within the Gwadar Port Free Zone, a tailoring center supported by the China Overseas Ports Holding Company, and the Chinese consulate has trained over 20 women in garment. These women received a stipend as they produced uniforms for workers, turning what might have been a symbolic gesture, which was a genuine economic enterprise. They were sewing the uniforms for the fishermen's. The another example is induction of 191 female police officers have been inducted into the CPEC security force, so that the Chinese women who are coming, they can see and they are comfortable with the security, and acknowledging that the women's participation in relevant not only economic production but also the security architecture that enables the economic activity. The CPEC renewable energy projects and agriculture initiatives have been instrumental in empowering women by converting the unused areas into solar and wind power plants, because CPEC major projects are from the road infrastructure and energy. So in these both projects, the women participation was taken into the account. Now coming towards, I will share some statistics which are important at this moment. These are the Pakistan population is approximately 240 million, and 49% is women. The youth aged from 15 to 29 years population is around 29%. The approximately 36 million are female youths in Pakistan. Comparing to the global average of female employment is 39%, Pakistan employment average is 20% except agriculture. In agriculture, it is slightly higher, slightly very much higher. In China, with population of 1.4 billion and the same proportion of population, which is around 49%, the employment ratio is 55%. So it is important to have lessons from the China because their ratio of women employment is 55%. Our ratio is far less than that. To capitalize on youth population and pass friendship dividends to future scholarships to Pakistani student is playing a significant role. Around 26 to 27,000 Pakistani students are studying in China, in which around 8,000 are on the scholarship. In 8,000, around 25 to 30% are female. So it is important to have the increase the female share so that they can come and participate in the leadership role. Now, establishing what the two, I have given the example of two university. I know the other universities like University of Hawaii is also playing their role. But the establishment of China Sinology Center is planned at Lahore in collaboration with Bahria University. The MOU has been signed, and it will, inshallah, it will be established within 2 to 3 years. The center will offer not only the Chinese language courses, but courses in digital science. So we have gone a step beyond the cultural language, cultural components of the relations to a futuristic relation, which is digital sciences. This center will also offer the scholarship in China for the students, and of course, those students will include the female students. A large medical facility and education center at is planned in Sargodha in collaboration with Sargodha University. And same, the MOU has been signed and it will be materialized within 1 or 2 years. I want to give one more example of Chinese ambassador. So what we are doing here and what the Chinese ambassador, the Pakistani ambassador in China, he is also very much involved in the promoting Pakistani woman role and the overall woman role in the development of Pak-China relationship. So what he did, the most recent innovation in women-centered Pakistan-China cooperation emerged in March of 26 when the Pakistani Embassy College Beijing, in collaboration with the Women Empowerment and Development Society Asia Africa, launched the WedStar, the AI Picture Book International Co-Creating Project. I will not go in detail of this project, but it is important to have knowledge of this project so that women from the Pakistan can participate in and play their role. Now coming towards my last slide, the few steps which are important to understand. First is the broader stakeholder base. What I mean by the broader stakeholder base is the moves beyond the government only relations. Because the CPEC phase one, it was the G2G, and these are the government only relationship. But when we are moving B2B and people to people contact, this is important to have these contacts and we go beyond the government relationship, and this can come only when we are having the relationship for the business relationship, employment relationship, and we visit each other. And then the women become the grassroots ambassadors. Unlike the male, the women have the more grassroots ambassadors relationship. Like they when they move, they take the childrens along with them. So it is important. A few of our female scholars who have got scholarships in China, they are studying there with the children. So it's they are the grassroots on the social level and the educational level both is more important, more deeper than the male participants. The increased social legitimacy, the inclusive projects gain the public supports. The projects like Karot Power Project, they have developed the schools and the social vocational centers in the area. In Gwadar, I have already given the examples. The road has been built with the few centers. I will not go in particular examples and details, but the we have to have the inclusive projects which gain the public support. Public should know that their needs are being met, and those women who are not on that level of employment and in social importance, now they are doing like the women are driving trucks in the Thar. These are the very good example to set. The reduces criticism of the development initiatives. Whenever some development initiative comes, our around 40% is opposing forces towards the woman is from the our social culture. One of the paper has been written on this, which has been printed in the Social Sciences Journal of Pakistan. Around 40% is our social resistance. So it's important to have such projects which have less criticism, and when the it will criticism will be less when the our as a whole we will participate in project with the female participation. Then intergeneration continuity. This is the important and close to my heart, that education and youth engagement in sustained relationship. As we have already seen on the slides, the number of youth is one of the greatest in the world in Pakistan. So it's important to have the women's in the education, to have the women youth in the education, so we can have a sustainable relationship. As far as the UN SDGs are concerned, we have little progress in the registration of the students, female students. And it is in targets of UN SDGs, it is the only target which we have in which we have the positive progress in SDG 5, which is gender equality. So it is important to we continue with this, and the woman influence future generation. This is important, as I have said. Whenever woman is educated and she is working, it's by nature that the childrens follow the footsteps of the woman, and she engage their children in social and in cultural things beside the other education. So it's important to have the women's participation so that the automatically our generation will be engaged. Now the shared values promotes gender equality. It is the same I have covered. It is SDG 5. It is important. These Pak-China relationship is not only serving as the projects or the CPEC. It is a global initiative. BRI is a global initiative in the region, and CPEC is a flagship project of BRI. And when we keep these shared values and gender equality, it will in parallel, it serves the Pakistan's ranking in the SDGs. And it is important to have, because we cannot have, we don't have the resources to promote the women participation as in a larger scale. While we have resources in shape of CPEC, we must include the women in that so that it can serve also as a in Pakistan to have good ranking in the SDGs, which is presently at not at very good shape. And then strengthens is the internal image of both countries. The mutually, if we will go and women participation will, I'm sure it will serve the both countries. China already have a very good percentage, much higher than the global percentage of women participation, women employment, and women participation in education and everything. But we have to follow, and through China, with the help of China, we can achieve the participation. With this, I thank you very much for you, and I'm sure it will help our this event to find some recommendations for the government of Punjab.
Thank you so much, sir. It was absolutely very relevant and very helpful for strengthening the bilateral ties between the China and Pakistan. And thank you so much for the detailed review of the all the work we have done in the past and currently it is under planned. So we have seen you have also reviewed that. In the different phases of the CPEC, women are contributing and participating to strengthen this relationship further. Sir, to learn from your valuable expertise, I think 1.5 hour is very short time. We have some few more question, um, uh, but before going to the role played by the CPEC in the growth of Pakistan, first of all, I would like to take your attention for this initiative of the Chief Minister of the Punjab Female Ambassador Program for promoting gender inclusive participation in academia and economic development. Sir, how do you think so? How this platform we can use to raise our voice in favor of the China and Pakistan relationship to strengthen this relationship and taking this our friendship to the next level? So how we can use this platform? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very pertinent question. The government of Punjab is doing very well. They have started many long-term and short-term initiatives. One of that thing is the establishment of different hostels all across the Punjab. And when women moves, it is very important that they have the because most of the projects, most of the industrial projects are not at the location of the residence. So it is important to have these hostels, and these small initiatives supports the women participation, and these are women exclusive hostels. This is, I'm giving only one example because it is all across Punjab, and it is important to have the complete province and the complete country in inclusive, as you have said, the and inclusive efforts for having this because CPEC is projects are spreading, and recently built it is in process of building the industrial area of near the Lahore, where the motorway enters into the Lahore. There is a huge industrial area. This is a very, very great initiative of government of Punjab. And then the hostel establishment near that area, and it will automatically support the female participation in that industrial zone. And then the education. As I've said, for the leadership, you yourself is a very well educated female, and the education they are supporting with the registration of higher registration, they are supporting the female students. So when it will serve in future. So these are the three examples I have given, and I'm sure the women which are coming in, they will participate in the leadership, and they will participate in the Pak-China relationship, like we have seen the Madam Narmana Hashmi. There in future there will be very, very great examples.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, after highlighting the initiative of Chief Minister of the Punjab, my next related question is how our institutions can benefit and can promote the participation of women, especially to focus on the friendship of China and Pakistan, what role our institution should play, and what do you think? You think so? Still, the site is lacking, and still we need to pay attention to. So, sir.
So, thank you very much. First, I will cover the educational institutions, and then I will come towards the government and our bureaucracy. The educational institutions are already very much playing their part as part of the CPEC Consortium of University has been established, and in last year when we visited the China, it's on the its annual paper presentation. We have seen the active participation of the women from different universities. What is important to have in these university is a event holding of event like this, so that they should understand that they have to learn. This is a topic to be learned from the China. We can use these topics as a thesis or as a paper writing. We can give the paper writing to the students so that the problems can come up and they're with the solutions. So, as far as the educational institution, because registration is already there, we have to trigger the specific topics, specific problems with the solutions using, you can say, the triple helix model, the industry, government, and the academia. These three things can solve the issues for the future. Now coming towards the government initiatives, yes, there are different government initiatives, and we can see, but as not only the CPEC and Pak-China relationship, as far as like other things in Pakistan, there is a separation between the government, industry, and the academic institutions. So we have to, with these events like these, we have to gel them. In this very event, probably it would be better if we have a one participation from the industry in future. Our industry examples is or from the China, like uh, our from the economic zone, from the industrial zones, or from the any Chinese company, so they can share. I know there are Chinese Pakistani female participation in Commodore power plant. I can take the name. Miss Uruj is there, and she is very good. And our Chinese for one of our Chinese friend is in China Steel, and then Miss Fatma in China Economic, you must be knowing. And these women should be part of such events, so that our young youth, young female, they can see the examples. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insight. Sir, here I have a suggestion. I think as our country is in a struggling phase, and all over the Pakistan, we see the same situation. People want to work, but they don't know how to work. First of all, the problem I realized. Second thing is what the institution can play their role. I personally feel that we should show documentaries on the struggle of the economic growth of China to our students. And of course, we can take help of any Chinese friend as well. And I think in this way, our young students, our youth will feel more motivated. They will feel they will be more patriotic feeling with Pakistan, because I always have seen Chinese people, they are just dying for their country. We are also dying for our country, but we don't know how to die for our country. So first of all, I feel we should take China as a role model for the economic growth. I think this we should pay attention to this side as well. And nation at the already our at the national level, we are celebrating the bilateral ties and diplomatic ties of the Pakistan and China. I think this is in the same direction as well. But this is one more suggestion from my side as well, sir. Secondly, now I would come to the Bahria University. How the China-Pakistan Research and Study Center is playing the role to strengthen the bilateral ties of the Pakistan and China, as you also served as the director of this research center. So, sir, uh, how do you feel these centers can play a better role for the economic growth of Pakistan?
Yes, again, a very pertinent question. And then first, I will add a few things which you have elaborated. The GDP growth. The GDP growth, we know that we are in challenging situation as far as the GDP growth is in our country. You can take example, you can of any country whose GDP growth is relatively higher from the average of the world. Uh, these in these countries you will find the women are working, and they are working in parallel in proportion to their ratio of the population. Like I have said, in China, if population ratio is around 50%, the employment ratio is women employment ratio is more than 50%. So in Pakistan, the population ratio is around 49%, but the employment ratio is 25%. General in services, it is less. Industry, it is less. In agriculture, it is around 60 to 70%, and most of those employment are unpaid. So it is important to have the women employment to support our GDP growth. Then we can serve our country. What we need a economic growth of our country. Dying doesn't mean doesn't say that you can die, and but you can work, and this working is as per the proportion of the population. Now coming towards the your core question about the China study centers. There are many university, 4 or 5 universities, those who have the specific their own China study centers. These are working well. What we are trying to do is to have the active participation, which have the result-oriented participation with the China Consortium of Universities. It is important to have the result-oriented steps. So that's why we have done the 7 workshops. We specifically made the examples, the female students who are getting these scholarships in China. And we are focusing, as I've said, there are 40% of these challenges faced by the women for progressing is 40% relating to the our social things. So we what we presented in those 7 workshops, that social conditions at China, these are women friendly. The security is woman friendly. You can walk around at the night. There is no harassment. There is nothing. There is no gender inequality. And then when you will come at employment stage in the world, there will be very, very less disparity. So these are the important things which we are highlight, and we are making examples. And but this is a very humble efforts. We have to continue these efforts and increase those efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I have one more related question
Yeah.
related to China-Pakistan Research and Studies Center. Sir, what are the basic requirements to have this center in our university? Is it very simple to have a center we can open and write it outside? This is a China-Pakistan Research and Study Center, or there are some specific requirements for having this center?
As said, there is no specific requirement. Basically, it is a will. When you have a will to do the things, and you have to understand our country don't have that much resources, and we can serve our country with the resources available to the our friendly countries. And our main friendly country is China, which is offering different things. And we have to understand that these offers or these supports are not infinite. They are time bound
Hmm.
and they are finite.
Hmm.
So we have to establish and promote and make examples of our faculty members, which make a group of our faculty members that they are learned from the China. They should share their experience from the Chinese universities with the students so that students can apply. Yes, I understand it is difficult to apply in China for the scholarships. I know that, but it is not impossible. And we have make a survey of the things that people are trying to go to China, but they don't know. Mostly 60 to 70% they don't know the exact procedure.
Hmm.
And our educational consultant in our country, they also don't know the Chinese university style, what how they have to send the applications for the scholarships, how can we can help. This is as far as the education is concerned. And then the technology. You can see the technology is coming from the China. You can see the EVs. So we have to pick EVs, the hydel electric energy, the alternative electric energy, the road infrastructure. These are everything is coming from the China. Now the textile sector, it is coming also coming from the China. A huge portion of this industrial zone is machinery is coming from the China. So we these Chinese involvement is in our country, they merit that we should have a specific China study center, or so that we can these centers should have an aim to engage our upcoming students towards to get the employment in these Chinese countries. The last sentence which I will emphasize, as a Chinese, you can think who is the best employment employee of a Chinese company, who knows the English, who knows the Chinese language, who has learned from the Chinese universities. An ideal candidate for the Chinese companies to get the employment. So we have to prepare these masses, these students. We have to guide these students that in this challenging, every country in whole world, there's a problem of employment in these students. You take the Europe, you take the Australia, Canada, every country is facing problem in employing the fresh graduates. So fresh graduates are to be guided that what we do to be the best candidate for an employment. And we have to establish these centers with aim to help the our youth, our country, and then the in development and participate in development of our country as a producing of good HR. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed answer. Sir, now I would like to draw your attention toward the CPEC. Sir, as you have experienced in this area as well, so sir, do you feel we have justified with the CPEC project, or have we our active participation in this project? And do you think Chinese people or Chinese government has interest still? They have interest in Pakistan, and as far as the progress of CPEC in Pakistan is concerned. So, do you think so, sir? The situation of Chinese, how the people are treating in Pakistan. I don't know the people know or not. What are the reason the Chinese people are treating in a very bad way in Pakistan? So, because with the passage of time, I have seen that in China, the number of enrollments of PhD and MS student has declined. So, sir, what are all these reasons? So, do you think so? We have justified with the Chinese people who are who say we both are very good friends with each other. In China, wherever we move, I have seen only one nation, that is Pakistan. They have respect there, and also the Pakistani people love with Chinese people as well. But in this all situation, do you think so? We have justified with the CPAC project?
In short, no. We have not justified the CPEC projects. Uh, uh, I was studying the our electric tariff rates. Everybody is saying that electricity is has a higher tariff, and this is a general problem in our country. And when it comes, everybody knows that China has installed many projects. So who will educate these people that the projects which China have installed, they have the least energy price. The Everybody knows the alternative energy has the least hydel projects, solar projects, wind projects, even the coal projects. Uh, these have the least energy price. So it is our responsibility to tell the our general population that yes, there is a problem of electricity, but these are not because of the CPEC projects or the Chinese projects. So these things have to be highlighted through the data, and so the a general perception should be corrected. This is to reach the population by because what your friend do when you go to your friend and when your friend helps, but if this friend's help is not translating into the things which you are perceiving, that you think this help is waste. So this is one thing. And again, going towards the I know that many of us don't know that our 40% of our stock exchange is bought by the four Chinese companies, consortium of companies. So why they have bought? They have helped our stock exchange in a very bad time, and they are supporting our economy. Same goes with the roads. There is no country in the which helped us like in building of roads to that extent. So we have the CPEC roads in very, very tough terrains of Pakistan till the Gilgit. So who will tell the population? This is our responsibility that we should tell that these projects are giving the dividends. And now the our procedure is we say that one window operation is there, not going towards the helping the Chinese to have the projects here. This is we always say there is a one window operation, but it is not actually the one window operation. When you open that one window, there are 16, 17 or many other windows to get the approvals of the project. So it is important to have these one window operations to facilitate the projects of the CPEC and especially the CPEC phase two, where the business are coming. And I know there are few sectors like EVs and textile, battery making. There are Chinese companies are want to come, ship recycling. They want to come. There are many manufacturing things with which they want to come, but there is a problem in getting the approvals.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now um, I would like to draw your attention towards the difficulty in the foreign policy challenges. First of all, how have women diplomats influenced the bilateral relationship between the China and Pakistan? And secondly, uh, do you think so? Women are also facing challenges in the national level. They are facing challenges, but do you think so at the international level they are also facing challenges in the foreign policy in both countries like China and Pakistan? If there is any, if you want to highlight.
Yes, like any policy forum, the foreign policy is very challenging and far-reaching effects. We have to, in foreign policy engagement and things, we have to engage the people and the like-mindedness, and the traveling is one of the things we can improve, and we can show our tourism to each other. through the with the support of the foreign policies, the visa policy. In from the July 2025, the both countries have put some restrictions on the visas. These things are not supportive to the policies, and the though the embassies engagements are on a very positive scale. Both embassies are there and they engage each other, and the both consulates make their events. This is one thing that we should have the proper consulates and the embassies interacting with the each other, economic and other with the economic department, education department, and other departments in the and with their the women representatives there. And then coming towards the learning and highlighting the things from each other, focusing on those things, like from China, as I have said, the ratio of the population matches with the ratio of female employment. And we have the social issues, and there also the women are engaged with the family, they take care of their children, but the supportive infrastructure is there. So we have to learn what are those supportive infrastructure, and then establish those infrastructure in Pakistan to have the women participation, likewise the China. And then, like many other representative, we should have one representative in China, in Pakistan embassy at China, have a women development from the women development department, so that they she can help to teach the things, to transfer the things from China to the Pakistan.
So, sir, we can also conclude it like that there are not any specific challenges women are facing, but as the world is now global village, and as nowadays the international war situation, see that the even the our friendships at the international level can also affect our brotherhood and our relationship. So, sir, I come to the next point. For still, I will focus on the CPEC project. Sir, do you think so? In projects like China, Pakistan Economic Corridor, women are playing their role, or women can play their role at leadership at the grass and at the grass root level to strengthen this relationship of China and Pakistan?
From Pakistan side in CPEC, there is very limited role. There are only, I think there are three women in the team of the seven offices at the ministry, planning ministry. Three are led by the women, and four are led by the male participants. And however, when you see the Chinese companies, like China Steel at the Rashakai zone, this is led by the Chinese woman. The China Media Center director is led by the Chinese woman. Most of the project you can see, yes, China Power is male, and the different CPEC related projects are male, and a well mix of male and female from the Chinese side. But you can see on our side, it is the predominantly led by the male participants. There are very few participants from female on Pakistan sides. So it is important to have those female. We don't have the dearth of educated female. We have the examples in China. While you will go in China, there are representation of the Pakistani women, because there were scholarships, specific scholarships for the women. So those women got educated from China, and they are now in the China representing the Pakistan in different departments of different private companies which are participating in CPEC. So it is important to have our participation here. Overall, CPEC is on a decline. When you will see read the investment of the CPEC investment in last 2 to 3 years, it has declined very sharply. So we have to regain that momentum because Pakistan is not a country to have which have the resources for the larger projects. So we have to tap the CPEC, and we have those projects back to our country, those building of dams back to our country, and we have give confidence to the Chinese that we have a conducive environment for those projects, especially the security.
Thank you so much, sir. This is also my own personal view that from Pakistan side, the participation of the female is very limited, and we should encourage our women to participate in this area as well to strengthen our relationship. Sir, I would like to take my last question before opening of the question and answer session. This time, I would open up the and answer session at 12 o'clock because in all our previous session, we have not provided this opportunity to our participants, and I don't want they feel discouraged that we are not getting a chance to speak directly to our guest speakers. So, sir, my last question before question and answer session is, how can women entrepreneurs from both countries can collaborate to enhance economic ties? So do you think so? You have a very deep relationship with China. So do you think so? Is there any special platform where our female entrepreneurs can get connected and can collaborate with each other? Just welcome, sir.
Yes, there, as I have said, we have to start with from we can start to have a representative in Pakistani embassy so that she can start things with a focus. When we have a challenge that we need to increase our female participant, we have to have a particular office in that so that they have a uh, target to meet. This is very important because without have a focused attention, this will go haywire and go here and there. This is one thing we can do to have our participation. And the other thing is that we get the data. What are the in which we should have in our consortium of university, we should have a dashboard of the female educated, and those females should be used to establish a link with the CPEC projects and lead the CPEC projects. So we have to have
We
a
have to have
focus
a
attention.
focus attention. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. Should I speak again? Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now I open up the question and answer session. There is one question from one student. Please, Miss Myra.
We are open to the questions. If anyone have any question, please feel free to ask. And there's that participant who had a question that since I am PhD from China, if you talk about Chinese Studies Center, Chinese students have different style of academic education system than ours. Let's talk about the education till intermediate. For that case, our Pakistani students are not that creative because of the education system here. Do a Pakistani government have ever planned about bringing the change from bottom? Sir, please.
Yes, very relevant question. While establishing the planning establishment of China Sinology Center at Lahore in collaboration with the Chinese company GCSCIMG, Chinese Sinology Center and Industrial Management Company and the Bahria University, we have discussed this point because I have highlighted that we have in our education in Pakistani education system, and we all know that we have a Cambridge education system which is UK based. So I propose that with Chinese, why can't we have a system while we have these projects like the CPEC and so much participation of China in
I think, sir, internet is weak. Okay.
Was I audible in my last answer?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible. Yes, please, sir.
Okay.
Please go.
Should I repeat the answer?
Sure, sir. You should repeat because there was a
Uh,
discussion due to internet, I think, distortion. So,
Okay. Okay. Okay, what I was telling that in Pakistan we have with the parallel to the Pakistani education system, we have an education system like Cambridge, but we don't have any Chinese education system. While establishing the China Sinology Center, planning a establishment of China Sinology Center at Lahore, we have discussed this point with the Chinese that we should have a education system for the school and the 11th and 12th grade, so that the students are prepared and students are ready to join the Chinese education system. Because if we want to have the scholarships and the induction in the Chinese universities, we should have their system. We should understand that these opportunities will shrink because the Chinese universities have the students from the all over the world now, because in their QS ranking, their THE ranking are being progressed in very good speed. Their research papers and their value in the international industry and their patent in these international industries increasing. uh, it's not only now the Western countries, those who have the patent, universities patent, but you will have the patents from the Chinese university. So it is important to have the education system. The question is very right. We should have education system. If we can start with the 11th and 12th grade with the similar to the Chinese, and so that the system can facilitate the our student induction in the China. And this system will work in parallel with the Confucius Center, which has only the helping the language support. But the Sinology Center will help the student to get the admission in the Chinese universities.
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed answer. Here, sir, we also have Dr. Sania Shaheen, Chairperson, Department of Economics. First of all, I welcome you, Ms. Dr. Sania Shaheen. Your support and encouragement for making this session possible is truly valued. And, sir, Dr. Sania Shaheen has some questions on behalf of students. So I welcome you, Dr. Sania Shaheen, to share these questions as well.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for a comprehensive discussion about the role of the woman and the diplomatic relationship between Pakistan and China. Sir, I have a first question is that is basically I usually see in the society, women basically in Pakistan is face a lot of the barriers regarding the culture, regarding the social barriers. So when we talk about their leadership role, what, according to your thinking, what type of the major challenges they basically face regarding their leadership role in developing the Pakistan and China relationships, diplomatic relationships?
I think the first challenge is if I will be candid to say, the our social acceptance as the in the command or leadership role. In military, we generally termed as is a command, because the commanding role is leadership have a command role when we somebody comes in a leadership role, but those era have gone. We should understand the latest, the command is being done as which we say it is so much integrated into the working relationship that it is not the command. So we should understand that leadership is working like a colleague and working like, so we have to integrate these practices, these are the international practices I'm telling into our working, and we should respect the skills which our female have. Like at many stages, I have seen the woman Chinese woman led organization. Like I have given the example, the China Steel at Russia Kai. She is a very capable leader. Or Mrs. Yang, who was the director NUST, she left the Pakistan, but she is a very capable lady. So we should understand that we should respect the skill, the experience, and the academic qualifications, so that we can take the output from these females. So this is one challenge which is linked with the our social fabric while participating in the projects like CPEC. And another challenge is our social acceptance as a field worker. We can see the field worker, female field worker, as the in agriculture, but we can't probably accept the field worker in the industry, in the mechanical industry, in the textile industry. We should accept those, and we should facilitate their movement. I'm sure the government of Punjab facilitation, like the two-wheelers, EV two-wheelers, will help the woman in moving from one place to another place. And the woman specific buses like pink bus will help these females in actual participation. But the actual dividends of these steps will take time to come out.
Thank you so much, sir. I think Dr. Miss Myra, you have some questions on behalf of participants.
Yes, I do have a message, or you can say a question from Dr. Ishrat Aziz. It is well said by Sir Imran that culture has more roots than transforming science, but how we intermingle culturally. And second, are there any documented Chinese women transformations documentaries as model for Pakistani women, keeping in view the culture constraints?
Yes, we have the culture similarities with the China. We should understand that, yes, we might say that we don't have the religious similarities with the Chinese, but we have the culture. See how they celebrate their New Year. It is like our Eid. There is a holidays. They travel to their families. They don't travel to the recreational areas. They don't travel to the tourism areas. They travel towards their families. What we do in Eid, we travel towards to meet our families. We celebrate the Eid our family. And the tea culture. whenever somebody goes in anybody's as a guest to anybody house, what is the first thing we offer? It is the tea. Uh, how our family, you can, when you travel to China, you can see how they take care of their children, and children to the a bit of young teenagers, till teenagers, same like Pakistan. So we have the cultural similarities. This is a misnorm that we don't have the cultural similarities. The cultural, actual cultural similarities we see towards the Europe and areas like that, because we wear the same dresses, but in actual in China we have the cultural similarities, so we should encash those similarities.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a number of queries from our external participant. Of course, participants, it is not possible for us to take all your queries, but we here in this forum we can choose only selected few. So I now request Dr. Sania Shaheen to please share the question of Rizwana Hamid. Miss Rizwana Hamid, inbox में किया मैंने आपको.
Another participant is saying, Sidra Manzoor. Asking that during a recent school visit, I encountered a Chinese student enrolled in an English medium institution. It was evident that the student faced a significant language barrier as they couldn't understand Urdu and had very limited proficiency in English. Given the growing presence of Chinese nationals in the country, should Pakistan consider establishing specialized Chinese medium schools to better accommodate these students?
In my view, we have the Chinese, most of the Chinese which are working here in Pakistan, they have the students who understand a bit of English. Yes, they have problem in understanding the English, and Urdu absolutely not. There are very few who understand few words of but having in city like Islamabad, Karachi, in Lahore, yes, we can have a one or two the Chinese language or Chinese medium school, because now we have a base of the teachers, and we have a base of HR available who can serve a Pakistani HR who knows the Chinese language and who can serve as a teacher in the Chinese medium school. But at the same time, we should think, and this have to be, I must say, this question have to be researched, that and then research can tell us that where we should have this school, and what are the aims and what will be the aims and objectives of these schools. At this moment, I can say that this is a this question, this research has to be taken. I can't answer that we should have or we should don't have these schools, Chinese language schools.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we will move towards the last questions our today's session. Of course, we have so many questions which are left unanswered, but the participants can directly contact to our resource person as well. So I would request Dr. Sania Shaheen to share the forwarded by the Miss Rizwana Hamid.
Thank you, Ma'am Asma. Sir, Ma'am Rizwana Hamid have a question is, sir, what is the current status of those 9 social economic zones as per of the CPEC phase 2, or simply how many projects have been completed so far? I am asking this because my PhD was all about my green HRM projects and CSR and it's in CPEC context back in 2023.
Yes, unfortunately, there is only one out of 9. There is only one economic zone which is progressing, which is Rashakai. If she has a thesis or PhD in that field, she must have visited the Rashakai. In Rashakai, we are facing the constraint in establishing those zones. But as SIFC has the special instructions regarding these establishing of these zones, and we are now with the B2B in phase CPEC phase 2, focus on B2B. I think within a few months there will be specific instructions by the government. We have one of our friend, Dr. Hassan Daud, but he's working with the Chinese. Now he is working with the Chinese. Previously, he was working with the Pakistani institutes. He is trying, and our ministry, the planning ministry, is trying to regenerate the and re-establish the instructions for the government and SIFC to have those industrial zone. I'm sure in coming few months with new instructions, these industries, these zones will take off. But at present, only the work is in few shape is in Rashakai only.
Thank you so much, sir. As our time for the session is going to end, of course, we couldn't answer all the questions of our participants. Of course, we can rearrange our session again in the future, as also we have a plan for our joint ventures in the future as well. And of course, we would apply for some research grants funded by the Pakistan Science Foundation or HEC, and we can also plan these kinds of big sessions as well, so we can invite all the collaborators and our participants to actively take part. So sir, with your permission, I would like to conclude this session, and as we come to the end of the today's insightful session, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our distinguished guests, and especially to our distinguished guest speaker, Commodore Imranul Haq Saab, respected guests and active participants for their valuable time and contributions and engagements. I am sure that
I want a special thanks to the students, especially those who have participated. They have, and please convey my special thanks to the students.
Yes, sir. I would like to bring it to your attention that today it more than 150 faculty members have taken part in our session, and 170 students are here. So that is a big participation, and congratulations to all of the students and all of the faculty member. So, sir, I am going to toward this part as well. Today's discussion has truly highlighted the importance of empowering women as a key driver of sustainable development and economic growth. I would also like to once again acknowledge and support of the Chief Minister of the Punjab and Women Development Department, Government of Punjab, for making this initiative possible. Here, I also extend my special thanks to the Vice Chancellor of the University of Registrar Saab, Director Auric, our all deans of the University of for encouraging female faculty of the and the student of the University of to actively participate in this initiative. A special now I am going towards the direction of the Commodore Imranul Haq Saab, and this part is related to him. A special thanks to the students and faculty of the Department of Economics, and special thanks to the chairperson Department of Economics, Dr. Sania Shaheen, and to all the administration of University of for hosting and organizing this event. A special thanks to our IT department and media department of the University of for smooth conduct of the activity and all arrangements. On this screen, we only three are here, but behind the arrangement of this session, whole a big team is working behind it, from students to faculty to administration. Each and everyone is actively participating to make this session successful. So now, how can I forget about my supporting institutions? Now, I would like to bring it to the attention of our all participants that we have extensive range of external participants from a diverse range of institutions. So a special thanks to supporting institution. This event attracted a diverse range of academic institutions, organizations, and professional bodies. And today, it is a congratulations to University of Wa, China Economic Net, and the PASBA editor of the PASBA News has also joined us. So uh, here, with this, we conclude today's workshop. And thank you all for your participation. Stay safe and have a wonderful day ahead. Here now, I hand over this session to Miss Maira Kashaf Raja for formally signing off this session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, we come to the conclusion of a truly enlightening session. On behalf of the University of Wa and the Women Development Department, I extend my profound gratitude to our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Jamilun Nabi, for his patronage and encouragement of such initiatives. My sincere thanks to Dr. Hassan, Director, all respected deans and faculty members, and Dr. Asma Arif for her coordination and efforts in organizing this workshop. A special thank you to our distinguished guest, Commodore Retd Imran, for sharing his invaluable insights and inspiring our youth. Your words have given us both perspective and purpose. Lastly, thank you to all the participants for your active engagement. Let us carry forward the spirit of Pakistan-China friendship and the role of women in shaping it. Thank you all. This is the official signing off from today's session. Stay safe, stay motivated, and keep empowering others. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.